So, have you caught the latest on that diplomatic mishap in Greenland? It's pretty wild. A real showcase of Trumpian diplomacy meeting an ice-cold rejection.
Yeah, I did, and man, it's like watching a train wreck unfold. What's your take on the whole situation?
Honestly, it's a mess. Vice President Vance and his wife Usha embarked on what was meant to be a cultural tour, but it turned into a complete fiasco, a real diplomatic debacle.
Mm-hmm. Right, and from what I gathered, even days before they landed, local businesses in Nuuk were backing out of any engagement.
Exactly. Tupilak Travel, one of the big names in Greenland tourism, actually scrapped inviting them when they found out that VP Vance would be there.
Yeah. It seems the local businesses weren't too thrilled about being caught up in this political press show. They just didn't want their beautiful culture used as a political prop, right?
Yep, definitely. It was almost like the locals were saying, no thanks, we're not here to be pawns in someone else's game.
And then things got even more bizarre with the door-to-door canvassing. U.S. reps going around, knocking on doors, asking locals to welcome them. It really missed the mark.
Yeah, that charm offensive turned into a total rejection. I mean, imagine going door to door pleading, and every time hearing a firm no, like the entire community was unified in their disinterest.
And it wasn't an isolated incident, was it? There's that previous fiasco with Trump Jr. and Charlie Kirk trying to stage a makeshift MAGA rally in Greenland.
Yep, that attempt was even more surreal. They recruited local homeless folks and distributed MAGA hats. It was widely ridiculed, not just locally, but around the world.
I remember that. It's almost as if these actions are a consistent pattern of aggressive transactional approaches by the Trump administration.
Exactly. The pattern here is using cultural engagements as a backdrop for political messaging that just doesn't sit well with people who value genuine partnership over empty posturing.
Right. What really stands out is Usha Vance's promotional video. It was, well, awkward to say the least. Her delivery came off as robotic and insincere.
Totally. It's like every pause and stumble in her speech just added fuel to the fire on social media. People immediately picked up on it and started questioning her sincerity, especially given VP Vance's ties to those aggressive policies.
Yeah, I mean, who could miss that? You know, it's interesting because on one hand, they were trying to foster mutual respect and cultural enthusiasm, but on the other, they were so wrapped up in their own political agenda that it came off as performative.
Right. It's like they were trying to put a nice veneer on top of deep-seated political baggage. You have to wonder if this was a case of poor planning or just a fundamental misunderstanding of the local sentiment.
I actually think it leans more towards a misunderstanding of the local culture. Greenland, as you know, has been clear about its desire for more independence, and any overt display of U.S. political bravado just doesn't fly there.
Absolutely. And that political bravado hasn't been exactly subtle with those annexation talks and economic threats aimed at neighboring countries like Canada. It really compounded the whole mess.
Precisely. It's almost like every step they took was a step in the wrong direction. I mean, trying to charm a people who are already wary of being manipulated, it was a doomed mission from the start.
Yeah, it's the classic example of when charm offensives turn into something that seems bullying rather than inviting.
So would you say this debacle is a reflection of larger diplomatic challenges faced by Trump-era policies internationally?
Definitely. It highlights a broader shift, Greenland giving a stark message that superficial gestures can't compensate for transactional and threatening tactics.
Yeah, I agree. And interestingly enough, it wasn't just the public sentiment. It was also clear from the government. They had no official invitation for the visit, signaling a clear disavowal from any official engagement.
Exactly. It's a strong, almost unspoken directive. Keep your politics off our turf.
It's a kind of diplomatic rebuff that's bound to reverberate beyond just this trip, isn't it?
Absolutely. It sends a clear message to anyone trying a similar tactic. That aggressive charm offensives won't smooth over bulkheaded political posturing.
Yeah, it's a wake-up call. I do have one challenge to that point, though. Isn't it possible that a genuine, well-thought-out cultural exchange could still work if, say, it wasn't so heavily infused with politics?
Sure, there's potential there, but when the imagery is dominated by associations with Trump's aggressive policies, it undermines any authenticity a cultural visit might have. It becomes less about the people and more about political posturing.
And that's the crux of it, isn't it? The locals in Greenland aren't interested in being pawns. They're looking for genuine dialogue and respect for their cultural identity.
Exactly. The whole series of events, from the retracted invitations and awkward canvassing to the poorly received video, exemplifies a failure to understand, no, to respect, the unique position and values of Greenland.
Couldn't agree more. It's a harsh reminder for any diplomatic mission today. Authenticity and sensitivity matter way more than flashy political maneuvering.
Absolutely. And it's a lesson in humility too. A reminder that not every place is a stage for your political ambitions.
Right. So in the end, this fiasco really underscores just how disconnected these political overtures can be when they misread the audience completely.
Yeah, it's a real ice-cold rejection that now serves as a marker for the declining reputation of that Trump-era diplomacy on a global stage.
Hopefully, it encourages a rethink in future diplomatic endeavors.